I love donuts. I'm sure that won't start an entire war with France. Welcome to Mexico, the land of sombreros, tacos, and a whole lot of political chaos. We're in the 1830s, and things aren't exactly smooth sailing in Mexico. They just gained their independence, and now is playing a game of who's got the biggest sombrero among its various leaders. Everyone wanted to be in charge, but nobody really was. And on top of that, Mexico's got a debt problem, and we're not talking about a few pesos borrowed from a neighbor, but from the French on the other side of the ocean. So the French are like, "Hola, Mexico, we'd really appreciate it if you could pay back that debt." But Mexico is like, "Oops, our bad, we kinda spent all the money already. Best regards anyway." Naturally, the French creditors were pissed off. A little bit. No, actually they were really pissed off, and they've had enough of waiting, so they decided to take matters into their own hands. Behold the French naval fleet. They roll up to Mexico's ports and start seizing Mexican ships. And Mexico was not too happy about that either, but the French were like, "We're here for revenge." And then on top of that, in the quiet town of Tacubaya near Mexico City, a French pastry shop gets its dough stolen. And they just blame it on the Mexican government. The pastry shop's owner, Ramontel, isn't just going to roll over like a croissant in the oven. He is furious. And do they know what happens when a pastry chef demands justice for his pastries? Well, that means war. So after the pastry heist, France isn't just craving croissants anymore. They are craving justice. And by justice, I mean we want our money back. And so France declares war on Mexico. Meanwhile, the Mexican government is like, "Wait, what? War over pastries? Are you kidding me?" They couldn't believe it. Pastries? Seriously, what's next? A war over who makes the best guacamole? Don't give them any ideas, man. But the Mexican people never wants to back down from a challenge. We're ready to fight. And so the stage is set. France wants their money back, and Mexico is ready to defend itself. Now meet Admiral Charles Boughton, the man with a plan. And by plan, I mean a recipe for naval domination. The French start to blockade Mexican ports in hope of getting them to finally pay off their debts. And then things take a drastic turn in the high seas. The French capture the Mexican warship La Guerrero, pissing off the Mexicans even more. But hold on to your sombreros because things are about to get a lot hotter in Veracruz. Because now the French fleet sails into Veracruz, Mexico's principal port. And then the French Admiral Boughton is like, "Hola, Veracruz, we're here for a fiesta. And by fiesta, I mean I'm going to lay siege on your city until you pay your debts." But Veracruz isn't rolling out the welcome mat. Instead, they're firing up their cannons and serving some serious resistance. But the French are like, "We've dealt with more challenging threats than this." And so the cannons roar, and the pastries are put aside for firepower. The siege of Veracruz begins. Veracruz falls under the barrage of French cannonballs on December 17, 1838. And now the French have their eyes set on Mexico City itself. And trust me, that's when the real drama starts cooking. Take a look at San Juan de Ulua, a rocky fortress island that's tougher to crack than a piñata filled with rocks. It's the ultimate test of strength and strategy for both sides. Admiral Charles Boughton is back, and he's got his sights set on the fortress. On the other side, we have General Juan Morales and his band of Mexican defenders. They are like a wall of steel, resolute and unyielding. And then it begins. The French ships unleash a barrage of cannon fire on the fortress, aiming to turn those stone walls into crumbs. But the Mexican defenders are no pushovers. They're using every trick in the book to hold their ground. And now the battle takes a sandy twist. The French launch a ground assault on the fortress, aiming to take the beach by storm. But hold on to your berets, because the Mexican defenders aren't about to let their fortress be turned into a French bakery. The battle rages on, cannonballs and musket fire lighting up the sky like fireworks on Cinco de Mayo. They might have pastries, but we've got passion and muskets. Pastries can wait. Right now we need to break through this wall of flavor. And the fighting at San Juan de Ulua isn't just causing waves in the ocean, it's also causing some serious ripples in the international waters. Maybe we could put down the baguettes and try talking. It's like a diplomatic fiesta. European powers are all,
Hey, Mexico and France, can you maybe chill out for a second?
And so, amidst the cannon smoke, the winds of diplomacy start blowing. And then the Treaty of Vergara is born. On March 9, 1839, the war watches as France and Mexico sign the treaty, ending the war once and for all. No more cannonballs or croissants, just a bit of ink and some very relieved diplomats. And just like that, the last baguette is packed, the last musket cleaned, and the last pastry devoured. France withdraws its forces from Mexico and the Pastry War's curtains close. The treaty stipulated that Mexico would pay 600,000 pesos to France as indemnity, effectively settling the financial dispute that had triggered the conflict in the first place. The war may have been short-lived, but its impact extended far beyond the battlefield. It revealed Mexico's vulnerabilities and highlighted the challenge of safeguarding sovereignty in the face of external pressures. It wasn't just about pastries or pesos, it was about power dynamics and the unsettling notion of foreign influence in Latin American affairs. The war showed the world that Latin America wasn't just a buffet for European powers to pick from, but a region with its own struggles and aspirations. I'd like to thank my subscribers on Patreon who make this content possible. A special thanks and shout out to FlappyBird7216, Badger Refounded, and Dulles. This type of content is pretty time consuming to produce. If you want to support my channel and help me create more of these videos, please consider subscribing to my Patreon under patreon.com/historywithseb. As a thank you, subscribers receive exclusive behind the scenes content, early access to, and a shout out at the end of every video, and decide what future videos should be about. So thank you for your support.